If there's one thing I understand, with you being a high achiever, you're not going to invest in changing your life unless you're going to see tangible results as quickly as possible. If you think it's going to take years, you'll carry on doing what you're doing, using your intellect to keep pushing through and overriding the way you feel, your biology, what your body is telling you. If you're living in sympathetic overdrive where you can't stop, you feel guilty when you stop, you feel like your world is collapsing, or you might collapse if you stop. This is your identity. Then you must embrace the idea that within months you can completely change your experience of life. And this is why in 2014 I was almost forced into it, because my mask fell off, basically. The way I'd been dealing with life, call it dealing if you like, my lifestyle, the way that I'd been distracting myself from the way that I felt as I fought over my business and disintegrated, as my world fell apart, all the relationships in life with my loved ones, my family, my old friends, but myself, I just didn't know who I was any longer. This is when I was fighting through burnout. I was shutting down. It was depression. I mean, if you look at the personal development world, everyone will argue about where you were and what you were doing, but I experienced all of this. Anhedonia, I wasn't interested in anything in the end, but I refused to give up on my business. I would not change anything. I was prepared to destroy myself before I lost my business and allowed the world, my business partners, and anyone else to beat me. How do you feel when you stop? What does your perfect life look like? And all the coaches I've had have said, oh, that's really wishy-washy. You can't say that to people. Well, I can. What does that life look like to you? What vision can you create of your perfect life and who you must become for you to live it? I understood when I was making the decision to change, it must be on all levels. Personally, I'd never felt safe unless I was in certain environments or with certain people. My toxic business environment, our office, was a place that I didn't feel safe in. It was a battle zone, a systemic war. Yeah, I felt safe in the environment with my friends, the pub, or when I was around people that we had each other's backs. I knew I could rely on people and they could rely on me. Is that happening in your world? Can you rely on anybody? You must regulate your nervous system, because without regulation, there is no basis or foundation for you to create change that sticks. You must change your mindset. You must adopt a growth mindset. You must be willing to grow emotionally. I'm not saying rushing into anything. I didn't rush into anything in 2014. I was intentional about what I did, and I can help you do this. I worked it all out myself, and it took me a great deal longer. I understand why now. I didn't trust anybody. That's a nervous system thing. You must grow physically and spiritually. I'd lived my life where I was, by me, I will force the world to submit to me. I don't think I was living in to me. Because even when my world was collapsing, I was still thinking about what I wanted to do to the people that were hurting me. I wouldn't give up. You must get to a place where it's starting to flow through you and you can flow. You're in homeostasis. your parasympathetic nervous system. Yes, you get stressed, but you return to balance. It's not something where you get hijacked, where you probably are right now, and where sympathetic dominance leads to is functional freeze, where you are able to perform at such a high level, a higher level than most people. It's what you've probably been doing all your life. I did it. Epigenetics says living this way is down-regulating the expression of your genes. Your PFC, your prefrontal cortex, is still on, where the mainstream coaches and people will say, oh, it's switched off. No, it isn't. You're a high achiever. You can run a business. You have a great career. You can make decisions, but not like you can when you are functioning at your very best. Not under this allostatic load that you're under from living in high pressure environments under constant pressure. If you want better relationships with your loved ones at work, with your children, you must have a better relationship with yourself. You must grow on all levels, and I can help you do it because I've done it myself. If you're using coping mechanisms, you don't need them once you've done this work. You can do it as quickly as is possible. You must meet yourself where you are, or work with somebody, me for instance, who can meet you where you are. You must be sovereign in your change. I am your co-driver, you at the wheel. If it's not me you work with, you must stipulate that is what you need when you are changing your life. Take a look at the conscious edge. Think about joining the captain of your own ship. Have a look at my website. I've written extensively about my life, my experience, who I am, what I've experienced, what I've overcome. Change your life. If you need help, contact me. I can help you do it.